Welcome back, folks. Apologies again. You know the issues, you know the score. But we are at, we've obviously had a safety car. We've seen the retirement of Brad that completes a night of misery for the AlphaTauri team. That forces some pit stops. Here comes Umair into the pits off the hard tyre. Now that surprises me, but a switch in strategy. In comes Avalak, Nick Gishin. They could potentially go onto hards to the end of the race. Everyone coming in the pits will be really interested to see what happens. Well, there goes Martin going on through. He's on the hard tyres and might be hoping for that track position. Well, certainly going to gain that track position, but everybody else into the pits. So looks like it was Brad's retirement. Looks like we've had two retirements, both AlphaTauris, both having pretty awful nights. Why couldn't the kick from the lobby come during the safety cars, I wonder? Martin leads the race then on the oldest tyres on the circuit versus Umair, who's gone to mediums. He's switched tyre. Now whether he will get, I'm pretty sure he will manage 15 laps, do we think, on the medium tyre? That's a question for the chat. Will fresh mediums get you to the end? Obviously he'll have maybe one or two fewer laps than that, but he'll have to do a little bit of saving to get to the end comfortably. Predict. Martin from Umair from Avalak, Royal Viking up to 4th place, and he has absolutely stormed forward 5 places from his start, but so has Boonti's Top Gun and Chums, but they have gained a little bit from the misery of Brad and Shakes. Pantry Star down 7. I wonder what happened there. Did Pantry Star come together with somebody? He's fitted soft tyres, so we'll certainly have to stop again tonight. Some very interesting strategic options being made here tonight. I would imagine that the top 11 drivers, sorry, the second to 11 will try and get to the end of this race on the tyres they are on right now. 12th place and 1st place will be stopping again unless Pantry Star can work Perez-like wonders on his tyre saving. I think given Bert's distance to the back of the tail, we will not go, the safety car will not come in now and we will not go back to green flag. So we have another lap under the safety car as they cross over to start their 11th lap of 25. Martin not running any danger of being disqualified or penalised for being too far away from the safety car, almost pushing it as Chums and Pantry Star pit. So Pantry Star has decided to go onto the hard tyres, looking at the shape of the grid, I guess, seeing what everybody else decided to do. So the only driver on their starting tyres remains Martin on the in the field. He'll have to do enormous work here on his tyre warm-up. He didn't do as good a job off the, through the formation lap, so this will be very, very important to him, as well as anticipating the right moment to restart this race and try and get a jump on the drivers behind. There he is, right, almost level with the safety car. Able to give hand gestures to Burn Minelander at that point. No sign of any missile trail, smoke trails coded into the game for this race weekend. Just to thank you again for your patience with the lobby. I'm grateful that you've been able to rejoin us. Make sure that the live chat's working for me if you can. hopefully we'll get that notification from race control that we can get back underway racing. The field is condensed, drivers are keen to go, and they are going to be released, and Martin doesn't get a lot of notice here. His best opportunity, I guess, will come on the apex of the final corner to get away from the cars, unless he wants to wait right up until the start-finish line, but then it will be very, very difficult to get that gap. There's a long run from the start-finish line to the first corner, but it's Umer who is right with Martin with the medium tyres. In fact, he's having to blend out of the throttle before they hit the line. I'm pretty sure Martin was full throttle there. I don't think there was any games being played. Down they go into turn one. Anyone making a move? There is the Red Bull of Nick Gishin, stylishly scything through the field up to P5. I think Uzi followed him through versus Top Gun there, and they will continue round to the middle part of the circuit. It's Nick Gishin making up places on the hard tyres. Uzi, Umer, Buntiz, but all having to be relatively careful on these medium tyres. Uzi's picked up a penalty. There's a lot of penalties to pay for in the as we get towards the end of this race, but it's Martin versus Uzi, and it's going to get really hairy if they try and pass each other around here. Umer on the inside line. Martin has the racing line, and Umer has to yield on the way into turn 18. Riding on board Umer, you'll see just how unsighted he is at the apexes. These corners being so close to the Mercedes in front. He needs to time this run to perfection. Now he needs to release it, and it looks like he's got too good a run again, as the track was too narrow to make the pass. Closes in, tries to get some more slipstream. Martin will not give him the inside line. They'll go side by side through the final corner, and who will emerge on top here? You've got to fancy Umer to get the release out of the final corner. Are they spending their ERS away? They are trying, and Umer takes the lead versus Martin, who gets that inside line once again. Martin with a long braking zone through the corner. Umer hangs on with the outside line to 1, becomes the inside line to 2, and Umer takes the lead of the race convincingly. Finally, it took several corners, but it's done. He's back on top. He's on medium tyres now, and with some tyre management to get to the end of the race, he is able to start putting the times up on the board. Just the top 2 out of the top 7 without penalty so far. See how those look as things stand. Nick Gishin with plenty of penalties passes Royal Viking. He's got a lot of work to do to make up for that time that will be applied at the end of the race. There's only half the race to go. Umer on top once again. Martin, then the Red Bulls of Avalak and Nick Gishin. I don't know if they'll be able to communicate to each other that one has more penalty than the other. But very hard fought midfield, as we've seen all evening long. Appreciate Typo just telling me that the live chat's working. That's great. Thank you. Umer 1.2 seconds his gap, and Uzi trying to make some moves here on Royal Viking. I think Uzi just bailing out of an attempted move to try and get the DRS, and it's now enabled, but it won't be in effect just yet. Can Uzi get anywhere here against Royal Viking? Wow, braking performance so much better on the McLaren as Royal Viking braked early for the tighter line into turn 1. No way through though for Uzi, and it's fantastic to see the drivers so close to each other between P2 I should say and P11. They're all within shouting distance, striking distance of an overtake. How is Avalak doing then? Leading the DRS train behind Martin. How does that make in the train analogy? Uzi's dropping down the field. Uzi with problems to the tail of the field in 13th. Now Uzi, unfortunately, as the Red Bulls start to go side by side a little bit there. Now Avalak will finally get the chance here. You can see that Martin is derating. No electrical deployment available to Martin to speak of. So Avalak will want to get super close and then deploy his ERS on this opportunity, I imagine. But no, another safety car has been declared. That will likely be debris from Uzi. And into the pits now comes Martin to make his pit stop, but with a massive job to do. He's got to get all the way to the end of this race. Any chance that he will choose soft tyres to make that happen, I wonder. Mediums will be the safe ones. Now he's gone for mediums. I'll be hoping for another safety car to gain those places back. Pantry Star 3-second penalty. They are adding up like crazy around here. Let's get a quick look then at those with Jack, Burtz and Zero all in the pits as well. That will help Martin. That's 3 drivers he doesn't have to pass. You can say. Penalties on the board. 5 seconds for Avalak, 8 for Nick, 3 for Royal Viking at the top there. So that's going to complicate matters from the end of the race for sure. For the commentary purposes, calling the end of the race. Then we've got Bunya's Top Gun Chums, no penalties on the board, with Pantry Star and a run from Pantry, Uzi, Martin, Zero, Burtz and Jack, all on 3 seconds each. Lap 15 of 25, 10 to go for the drivers. No one, I don't think,